Some of the greatest stories ever told are stories of heroism, acts of amazingness, and people otherwise overcoming insurmountable obstacles. Today is nowhere near such of a story, but there is a problem and we gotta fix it. Hey everybody, my name is Sam and welcome back to Samcraft. In today's video, we are going to have a problem, and that is a gift that was given to my son arrived broken. Well, as much of a bummer as this is, I like to see things in life on a positive side if I'm able to, and if not, I just don't look at them. In this case, we're going to see positive. I have a workshop. I can do some stuff with wood. I have a CNC machine, so let's see if I can replicate this tabletop that's broken and make a new one. Make my own version. Make a Samcraft style replacement for the Chinese one that broke. Looking at the top, the only thing that's really broken is the top. That being said, these little inserts easily come out, so I can use these on the new top, and this one, little cup holder. And as far as the hardware on the back, these are just some basic Phillips screws, and they can be easily moved over as well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take some measurements of this top, try and get my, overall width, height, depth, whatever the ways they go where. I get so confused, width versus height versus depth on something like this. I mean, you look at it this way, it's 3/4 of an inch deep. Look at it that way and it's like 15 inches deep. Squirrel. We're gonna get some key measurements of this as far as the overall width and depth, as well as the curves, kind of roughly what these radiuses are on the corners, but most importantly, the sizes of these cutouts. These are gonna be the most challenging part to replicate because, well, this is a circle, it's got a couple of tabs, and this is an oblong piece that's, well, unique. I will measure both the top and the actual plastic insert pieces themselves and find what, the holes are cut, but then also find out with these lips what my maximum allowance will be. All right, I've got all my measurements, everything scribbled down on a piece of paper illegibly. That'll just confuse me when I get in my office. But that being said, let's go into the office on the computer and start designing this thing out in my software, which is Carveco Maker Plus. Taking my measurements into Carveco, I pretty much started off by drawing a rectangle or a polygon vector in Carveco that matched the overall dimensions of the tabletop, and then I worked on adding radiuses to the corners. I'm still pretty new to Carveco, so there's probably a lot easier way to do this, and in fact, I learned that later on in this video for adding the corners and cutting it out, but all being said, I still made it in the end, even though I kind of fumbled and bumbled around too. I kind of repeated the same process as far as creating the cup holder cutout. I drew a circle, I drew a couple of rectangles, put them together, joined them, kind of merged them and all that stuff. And then for the top little slot thing, which I think is designed to hold a tablet or pins, I'm not really sure. I used a long skinny rectangle along with a circle, square, other circles, and pretty much just built it, the best I could with what skills I got. Bear in mind, Carveco Maker has a ton more features than what I'm using for this project, and there's probably some feature in there that is going to make this easy that I just completely missed or haven't learned yet. If you're looking for a CAD program, I highly recommend Carveco Maker. It is completely super feature packed, but what's really cool about it is they have a monthly subscription option that allows you to get into the software and keep your overhead low. This is really important for anyone out there like me that's trying to do a little small business or a side hustle and kind of broke the bank buying a CNC to begin with, and doesn't have a bank left to break to buy the software, which can be very expensive, as you find out. Now, of course, there are free softwares out there. There's free ones you can try out and use, and they're okay. But as your skill set grows, or your wants and desires for creating on a CNC grows, you're going to quickly outgrow those free softwares. There's a link down below to Carveco. It is an affiliate link or referral link of sorts, so they know that I sent you to them. But there's also a coupon code. That code is Samcraft, and it'll save you some money if you decide to use Carveco, give them a try, or take the ball and run. Alright, my design is done. My fingers have been crossed as much as I can. It's time for me to take my piece of plywood and throw it on the CNC, cross some fingers again, and let's cut this thing out and see how it works. Fresh off the CNC, here it is. Looks nice, but what we really care about are these inserts. Do they actually work? Did I do it right? Let's find out. Alright, first we'll try this little guy. Again, I think it's a tablet holder, maybe a pen holder. I don't know. It's this. So, oh, awesome. It actually fits. And it fits pretty good. Wow. I'm surprised. Like, I'm genuinely surprised at myself, okay? So just bear with me as I geek out about this. Okay, that was great. Let's try the cup holder next. I'm a little concerned because right offhand, this looks smaller than that, but we'll see. Fail. So I got the diameter right, but as far as the tabs or cutouts, whatever these are, this doesn't go far enough. So let me grab a pencil and just scribe what I need, and I'll make up the difference with some hand tools. Not too bad. I'll be able to clean that up with a rasp or a file pretty easily, I think. For this, I'm going to be using my Shinto wood rasp. This is hands down the best wood rasp I have ever owned. It is affordable, which is great, but it's also a great design with this kind of diamond pattern look. It cuts wonderful, it's a self-cleaning rasp, and it has a fine and coarse side to it. Highly recommend. There's a link down below if you're interested, and yeah, that being sales pitch over, let's go ahead and rasp it up. I did have a little piece chip out here on top, which is pretty ugly, so So I'm going to be using some Starbond CA glue to go ahead and glue that little thing back on and hopefully get it stuck back down. This is just Starbond medium CA glue. I'll put a little bit here, and I'll try my best not to glue my finger down as I glue this piece back. No promises though. There we go. Kind of hold it in place and give it a couple of sprays of the accelerator. And it should be good enough. With everything shaped over with the rasp and that little sliver glued back in, I can now hit this thing with the sander and sandpaper to round over everything, smooth it down, and prepare it to be finished. The finish I'm going to use for this is just a plain clear shellac. I like shellac. It's a low to no odor finish. It dries quick, and it's easy to just turn around and get something out the door. I want to go ahead and rob the hardware off of this table. Just take these legs off. My table is dry now, so I'm going to go ahead and lay down some rags and put it face down so we don't scratch it up. And now we can go ahead and put the legs on the new table. I'm going to start off by just putting one screw in these legs, and I'm going to fold them up and then set the table upright. My reason for this is I want it to make sure these other brackets are flat, so I can flip them over and I know where they are resting there should be good for the table height. This isn't super critical, but I do want to make sure I try and get it as best that I can. I will double check that they close. Looks good. That looks good. Nice. Alright, everything looks good, so I can go ahead and finish attaching these brackets down. Last thing to do is pop in these inserts. I don't like how that's loose. Let me see if I can get a little finish nail or a pin nail. I'll probably brad nail that one in place through here. I want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And the cup holder is a very tight fit because of all the work I did, but looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and brad nail this before we call it done. I changed my mind about the brad nail. I'm just going to take this little screw that I have and drive it in this way. I have a lot more control doing this and a less chance of blowing a nail out the back of this table. There we go. That keeps it locked in. There's a little bit of wiggle play, but it's fine. And it just keeps everything locked in nice and tight. So yeah, come on, let's check this thing out. Looks pretty good. This thing is more sturdy and more strong than it was out of the box from the factory. And that's given that the other one was broken. Even if it wasn't broken, this is no longer the weak point of the system. I like the way the black and the plywood go together as far as contrasting colors. It's a very clean look, very nice, bright, light cooler wood. It's lightweight. It's actually lighter than the original, so that's nice. My son will enjoy that. And I don't know, guys. There's a good chance that I may steal this and use it for myself. Overall, I think this turned out great. I'm very, very pleased with it. And I probably am going to be in to make another one of these. We got 2 of these as a gift. One for each of our sons that one of our viewers got for us. Thank you again. I don't know if you watched this channel or not, but that was from our other YouTube channel, Green Acre Homestead. Either way, thank you if you're watching. If you're not, I still tell you thank you. So I may be in for making another one of these. Not only because I think it would be cool, but once my other son sees his table versus this one, I think he's going to want one of these too. And I can't really blame him. It looks really, really awesome, and it's something that his dad made. Or, well, modified and made, in a way. Appreciate you guys watching as always. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me down below. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you next time in the workshop. I might just keep this. Okay, I finished your table.
Awesome.
What you think?
It's so cool.
Check it out.
That's amazing.
You like it?
Yeah. Actually, I love it.
Cool. I was able to get everything to fit and matched over and everything. Good and strong. Can I keep it now? Can I have it?
You can use it.
I can use it. Well, there you go. You can take it to the house now.
Okay.